There you are, little monkey. All right, so we got to share this out. There's nobody. I don't have my mouse. I don't have the mouse, so. Hey, Ray, how are you, my friend?
Hi,
Good to see you. I want to come on and that's Ray. Say hi to Ray.
Ray. Hooray.
I want to let you know we're still alive.
Monster, come alive.
Hey, Lou, thank you for stopping by. Hey, guys, I can't find my mouse anywhere, so my PC, my laptop's got one of those little touchpad things. I don't know how to highlight and copy. So if any of you guys have the means to share this on Facebook, like in Trio of Terror, get it on Facebook so I can get some people in here. So they know.
But do you know what? We had a bad storm.
Yeah, Haley's saying we had a bad storm, and we did. And
the garbage went out.
Yeah.
From the trash can.
Yeah, trash cans. A lot of stuff went flying. So, and we'll talk about that there. We get a few more.
And it has Daddy's face on the circle.
Where?
Remember with the storm?
Yeah. So, yeah. That was interesting, guys. So,
Daddy, that was interesting.
What was it?
It's interesting.
Interesting?
Interesting.
You're so cute. I love you so much. So, hello, Kat. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Hello, Kat.
Yeah, we're okay. That was the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. That was no joke. I thought I was going to die for real.
Monster.
But we didn't. And there is a...
We watched Keith's video.
We watched Keith's video? Yeah, I got some videos to catch up on and stuff. And so, yeah, we lost power. I got power back Thursday night. I got home from work. I got home from work Thursday night and finally saw that we had power. But I've been working unbelievable hours.
We got some cockroaches.
Yeah, those were from Steve Catronio. Remember? And I've been working unbelievable amount of hours because if you guys know, I work for a municipality. So
do you know what? The power went on and off.
Yeah, at her, she stays with my ex. Haley was with my ex, and I was in this house alone, riding it out, and I'm glad because around 6:30 Wednesday night. Well, first of all, Ian, they said I had power, and I was watching the news. And around, hey, Vic.
Hi, Vic.
Oh, it's okay, Vic. I'm glad you stopped by, though, brother. That's all good. So, watching the news.
Vic, you know what? We watch here.
Hey, Steve's here.
Steve, we watched their video.
Yes.
I saw it.
Haley's been watching all the videos. She sits on my lap.
I watched Keith video because I saw he's going to Spirit Halloween.
Yes. And we got to tell you guys about that because the week before the storm, Laura. Hey, welcome, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. That's very kind of you to say, and welcome. And
hi, Laura.
I hope you enjoy the past content. There is more content coming. Hello, I'm mad about you, monsters. Yeah, you can show whatever you want, little girl. You can do whatever you want. This is your moment too. Everyone's happy to see you too, and they're glad you're okay because it was scary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The storm. Was you scared?
No.
You weren't?
No.
That's because you're a brave girl.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy.
So this is from Daddy But it went to the dollar store.
No, this wasn't a dollar store. This is Tiny Terrors or something like that. Toonie Terrors.
Maybe
That's Nosferatu.
He's a vampire. Though.
Yeah, it's a vampire. It's Nosferatu.
It looks like Dracula.
Yeah, it is Dracula, and the first Dracula, kind of.
Yeah, but it looks like sharp.
Yeah, but let me tell them about what happened. So, so the week before the storm, me and Haley went on a shopping spree. Didn't we? We went up to Sarasota. We went to Halloween City. Remember? Remember they had that big giant clown. They had this huge clown, which I'm not a clown fan.
And it had a raccoon in the garbage can.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's like a garbage.
Yeah. And it pushed out, and then it scared me.
Yeah, that's right. They're selling like a trash can, and there's your keys.
Aki!
Yeah.
I watch your video. You going to Spirit Halloween?
Yep. And we went too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep. So we went.
I'm being Chucky girl for Halloween.
Yes, Haley's gonna be a Chucky girl. In fact, excuse me. Show them this because you got that for your costume, don't you? She's got Chucky's voodoo ritual knife, and it's all her. She wanted to be it. We tried to convince her to be a cheerleader or something else, but nope, she's not having it. She wants to be a Chucky girl, which I kind of don't understand it because. Excuse me. She doesn't watch Chucky. I don't let her watch that. It's a little.
Like Chucky.
You don't like Chucky? Well, I don't want you to watch it anyways because you're too young for that. Okay.
I'm almost gonna grow up.
You're almost gonna grow up. I know. What am I talking about? You're gonna be 5 in December.
Yeah, but now I'm 4. What are you talking about?
A little sassy little girl.
Oh,
hello. Hello, Scotland.
Hello, Scotland.
Welcome. So, anyways, guys, let me just tell you briefly. Wait, Haley, please don't do that because Daddy can't see. So, yeah, I was watching the news and they were talking about the trajectory. Haley, what are you doing? You gonna go watch Daddy's phone?
Yeah.
Okay, Haley's gonna go watch Daddy's phone, and I'm gonna figure out what happened here. So. The news said that the storm, Hurricane Ian, should make landfall around 2:30. I don't know what you do with it. I think you put it on the bed. At around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And, yeah, she is. That's my best friend there. Hold on, guys. I got to find the phone so she can watch. All right, hold on. Come on.
Hi.
Let's find this phone. Here, it's right here. All right. There you go. All right, let Daddy talk, okay? All right, baby. I love you too. So, yes, that's my best friend, Laura. That's my sidekick there. That's my daughter Haley, and so, anyways, the news said that this storm was going to hit us around 2:30, 3 o'clock. Now let's get further back. I work for a municipality, and we are a government agency, so there is a whole set of protocols that we have to follow. In which case, we were working a lot preparing for the storm. I've lived here in Florida for a long time, like over 30 years. We've become kind of like blasé about hurricanes because the media is always like, yeah, this storm is a dangerous storm, and it either always misses us or it doesn't end up being half as bad as it was. Well, our luck ran out this time, big time. So I didn't prepare. Nowhere near. I didn't prepare. I mean, I had some water and some fuel, but I just really wasn't prepared. I didn't board up the windows or anything. So everything was fine here. And I was watching the news, and they said around 2:30 is when the storm's going to start making landfall, and they were dead on. At 2:30, 3 o'clock, the wind was. It was like turning on a light switch. It was already whipping. And I'm like, okay, if this is as bad as it gets, then we can work with that. No, that was the orders. That was the starter. Uh, as Beetlejuice said, it's showtime, and I'll tell you, around let's say 5:36, I was huddled in my bathtub. I took the cushions off.
He tried to sleep in his bathtub.
She loves it when I say that, because when the smoke cleared and I went and picked her up, I still had the couch cushions in the bathtub. I took the couch cushions and put them in the bathroom, and was huddled in the bathroom. And I don't know when people talk about hurricanes and stuff, they talk about this. It sounds like a train outside, and I could never understand what they were talking about, but I do now, because it is. The winds were 150, 155 mile an hour, and we're not talking about like gusts. We're talking about 155 mile an hour sustained winds, to where for 8 hours straight it was like that, and it was so loud, and the house was literally vibrating and moaning, and you could hear things hitting the house, and you could, periodically I'd get out of the bathtub and just kind of walk around and check on the house and look in the backyard. In the back, I could see sparks from, because back here on my street, we have a lot of easement and utilities for power and stuff. And the problem with that is that there's trees and limbs around the transformers and the power lines. So I was looking next street over, I could see like arcs from the trees touching the power lines. And then around 3 o'clock, we lost power. I lost power at 3 o'clock. And so then you're in darkness. And so fortunately I've got, I don't remember when from it, I got these little headlamps that I bought. That's like compulsory when you live in Florida, those little headlamps and flashlights and stuff like that. I had my computer, my PC was charged up. So I was thinking, okay, I'm going to watch a movie or two on that, to kind of like try to pass the time. It's not a good ideal situation, because you need air conditioning in Florida. It's so stuffy. So yeah, it starts getting warm in the house, but you can't open the windows or anything like that. Anyways, we had this north wind coming in. It was so violent. It was unbelievable. Yeah, I saw Twister, and that is the most scary part, Steve, that you mentioned that about hurricanes, because hurricane itself produces a lot of damage, but it also spawns tornadoes, and that's where you have that's when damage really happens. You have a lot of damage from that. So I don't know. I think I posted videos and stuff. I was trying to post videos, but I didn't have any internet connection. So sometimes it would go through, sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes I was trying to give little progress reports on Facebook. Sometimes it would go through, sometimes it wouldn't. But anyway, so I went through this for 8 hours straight. But around 6 o'clock, 6:15, I'm in the bathtub, and I start hearing water dripping. And I'm like, okay, great. So I went into the living room, and I see, oh, no, don't worry, Steve, you're good. I start hearing water dripping. So I go out there, and in my living room, I start seeing water dripping down from the ceiling. So I quickly grab the trash bag out of the trash can, and all right, hold on. I grab some buckets and stuff, and I'm trying to put it on there. I'm trying to move my couch and furniture out of the way. Well, all of a sudden, something huge lands on my head. The ceiling collapsed and landed on my head. Now, when I say the ceiling, not the whole ceiling, but probably the equivalent of like a sheet and a half of sheetrock, and all the insulation and whatever else was on top of it came down on top of my head and just crashed on the floor. And so now I got a hole in my ceiling, and I can see the rafters, and I can see the roof, and I can see like it moving and contorting and everything. So I moved the furniture out of the way and got the uh yeah, I didn't I was lucky. I didn't lose my roof per se, but the shingles, I got asphalt shingles. They lifted, and of course I think the water got up underneath there that way, and then I think it because of how strong the wind is, and we got 2 feet of water, like that. Okay, and everything that everyone's seeing in the news predominantly is like in Northport. Uh, as far as damage is concerned, Northport, where I live, got the worst. Uh, they're showing Fort Myers Beach a lot, Lee County, because they got the worst of the storm surge. There was people that drowned. There was some people that drowned. Some people that got trapped in their homes where the water came in. There's a video I saw of this woman in a blow up raft, uh, floating in her living room with her refrigerator and everything floating around her. It was bad there, but we had a lot of flooding here. Uh, my street became a river, and the water came about halfway up the driveway. What? Well, go get your chocolate milk. You want me to get it?
Yeah.
All right, hold on, guys.
My chocolate milk is over here.
Where? Okay. There you go, baby. What do you... Sorry about that. So yeah, the water came halfway up my driveway, and it was like that all throughout, like in Northport. But there's a major highway that goes through. It's called 41, Highway 41. Tom Petty sings about it. There's been other musicians that have mentioned it in their songs. It's a pretty well-known highway. On the east, well, put it on the table. On the east side of 41, where my ex lives, completely flooded, and it was really bad. Some of you may have seen in the news they were doing boats, airboats, and they were collecting people back and forth to try to evacuate them from their homes and stuff. Well, that was Northport. Uh, so yeah, and then I was stuck for a while. But I didn't hear from my ex, so I was really concerned. So it didn't stop me. I was going to get to my daughter, and I did. I was driving through. I got a big Dodge Durango, Hemi engine. So I drove through water. I had to navigate through some pretty deep water to get to them. And they were okay. The house they were in got some damage too, but I ended up taking Haley back with me, and she was really scared because there was no lights, there was no power, so it's completely dark outside because there's no street lights, and all the houses are dark unless there's a odd generator running. So she was scared, uh, but we made the best of it, and but then it was with my job. They needed me to be at work, and I couldn't. I was stuck. They also understood that we all had to have. We needed a bit of time to regroup. Some of my coworkers, like one of them, was one of the people that was on the east side of. Uh, they were here in Northport, but they were in a low-lying area, and their house got completely flooded. They had about 2 feet of water in their house. Another one, the hurricane blew their front door in. The wind came in and took out the sliding glass door in the back, and pretty much just decimated their house. I have a roof, but the shingles were lifted off pretty bad, and I got damage. The gutters are screwed. Some of my soffits all tore up. My wooden fence is completely down. There's trees down. Um, I got some water damage in the house, like sheetrock, and then of course the ceiling. So, but you know what? Those are just things. Those are things. The important thing is that I'm okay, my daughter's okay, and her brother and sister are okay, and my ex, and they're all okay. Things can be replaced. You can't be replaced. So yes, that's that. Um, I already had the guy from this guy had drove all the way up here, 14 hours straight from Louisiana to inspect the house for the insurance company. And he got here, and he was there for Hurricane Katrina, and we all know how Hurricane Katrina went. It absolutely decimated Louisiana, especially New Orleans and all that area. And he said that this was worse here than he saw in Katrina, which I found that kind of hard to believe. But Katrina or Ian was a Category 4 hurricane, and it came through. We caught the excuse me. When it got here in Northport, you have the eye of the storm, and we caught just on the outside of the eye, which is where the most violent wind and thunderstorms are. Thank you, Steve and Mad About Monsters. The way I look at it is we made it through, and now we have a tale to tell. I lived through and survived a major hurricane. I don't care to do that again, but we made it. It did, Cat. It messed up. Lee County, like down there in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, Northport, Inglewood, where I work, which is along the coastline, and some parts of Venice and Sarasota. It was a pretty big storm, and it decimated. But we all thought it was going to hit up to Tampa. We didn't even think. Yes, go ahead, Laura. By all means, so you have a question, I'll try to answer it. Yeah, it absolutely decimated us. I shared some pictures on Facebook, but it doesn't even. It's unfortunately where I work in Inglewood. There's a lot of mobile home parks and some elderly people that live there and low income and stuff like that, and it's heartbreaking because it's absolutely decimated. The mobile homes are just scrap metal. You can see into their homes, like their kitchen is wide open. The roofs are gone. There's twisted metal everywhere. We got power poles that are literally, you have to drive around one lane to clear the rows of power poles that are so pushed over the road. There's lines down. And so anyways, I've been having, once I was able to get my daughter back home because a levee broke. That was what I didn't tell you. I had to drive to water to get there. I got her back here. Then a levee broke, and it sent a bunch of. All right, hold on. I gotta get Haley something. Yeah. Okay.
I'll come with you.
I'm coming, guys. Yeah, sorry. So she just got a new doll today at Walmart. So, Let's see. So Laura, my channel is called The Weird Kid for a reason. Is because ever since I was a small child, uh, I grew up in New England. I was born in New Hampshire, and we lived in New Hampshire until I was just before I turned 11. We moved to Vermont. But when I was a kid, there was a channel. There's Channel 56 out of Boston, and every Saturday they had a show called Creature Double Feature, and they showed two movies back to back, and that's where I was exposed to like Godzilla, King Kong, Frankenstein, Hammer horror movies, Universal horror movies, B horror movies, good movies, bad movies, and I just took to it. I became a monster kid since I was a little kid. I used to buy Famous Monsters of Filmland, and I would always trying to find something to watch, and always loved I've always loved the arts and stuff. I like creating stuff, and I always thought maybe one day when I was a kid, I used to dream I was going to grow up and do practical effects like animatronics and stuff like that. Uh, like John Carpenter's The Thing. I saw that movie and I'm like, wow, I want to do that. I want to learn how to do that. And it just always stuck to me. And then, I don't know, about 15, 20 years ago, oh, country boy, uh, about, it was like, well, it's been about 15 years ago now. I was doing a home hunt, and it got to the size to where it would take me literally 2 days to unpack everything, and then like another day and a half to set up everything. And everyone in around town knew about this. Was one of the houses that you came to, and I had a huge turnover of trick or treaters, and I always had a party here with friends and stuff like that. And we'd have a barbecue and drinks and stuff, not alcohol. I mean, they could if they wanted to, but we just had parties, enjoyed the night, and handed out candy, and I got pretty elaborate in the displays. And I was creating, I was buying animatronics and stuff like that. Back then, it wasn't Spirit; it was Spencer's, but Spencer's owned Spirit's their sister company. But all them props and stuff like that, they used to be sold in Spirit. So that was the time, man. I would love to go in there and then just see what they had that was new, and I would buy stuff. And then it was great after Halloween because they had some great discounts in there, and I'd go in and clean up. I had some amazing stuff. But then I also used to make a lot, like I made a Frankenstein creature on a table. I managed to put together a real like a mad scientist laboratory, but I had bought a lot from like a surplus company that bought out like labs and stuff like that, and I bought like lard, like the box I got when I bought this one lot was a huge box, and it was completely full of glass beakers and test tubes and all kinds of stuff. And where I work for Inglewood Water District, and one of the things that we have there is a laboratory because they have to do bacteriological testing on the water and stuff like that. So they were lending me the stands and all that. They lended me all kinds of stuff, and I was making these big elaborate mad scientist laboratories and stuff like that. And I'd put lights, and I had built a contraption that had a brain in it with like wires and bubblers and all kinds of stuff, and I loved it. But thank you. That's kind of you to say, Laura. Thank you. Skulls and pink roses together. Yep, I can see that. That's a good combination. There's something uh, morbidly beautiful about flowers and skulls. Yes, yes, and yes, Kat, that is correct. So yes, there's me. There's Keith. There's Keith, and then there's Vic. And together we make the trio of terror. And that started because during the pandemic when when they did, the lockdown and everyone was in quarantine. Uh, we wanted to provide some kind of a mental health service because we knew that some personalities, they just cannot fathom or stand the concept of isolation or not being able to leave. Not, you go cabin fever, or you just go crazy. So uh, as a service, we did daily. We, all three of us, were doing daily videos, and mine was called the Corona Cafe. And uh, it was just, sometimes it was a quick video, sometimes it was a tutorial. All three of us were building stuff like crazy. It was during that time I built Dr. Morbius, the plague doctor, which was appropriate for what we were going through. And even on the staff there, it's carved COVID-19 on there. And Vic was, I saw, that's how I first met Vic. Vic was building his hearse carriage, or I don't know if he was building it at that time. I don't think he was building it at that time, but those are the first videos I was exposed to that Vic did. It was that hearse wagon, and I was like, man, that is so awesome. And then Keith at that time was building Mortimer, and Mortimer was Keith's grave digger. And then we just got to talking and everything, and we were encouraging others to jump on the bandwagon, and because might have been more than just the Trio of Terror, but no, nobody did. It was just us. So we got to talking, and we became friends, and then the rest is history. So, but as of late, with work, because I'm working crazy hours, I hope to see the light of day someday. During the best of conditions, we had Frontier come to town, and they were calling in ridiculous amounts of land to put in this fiber optic. They're like serving like 300 and something odd houses at a time. So I was having to stay late, and I work a 10-hour day normally. So I was having to work 10 hours and then stay later to get that done. So that really put a damper on my video making. And then come the weekend, I pick up my daughter. On Friday nights, I pick her up, and Haley stays with me Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday night, she goes back to her mother's, because Tuesday morning, I go back to work, and then I work my 410s plus. And then come the weekend again, I'm just so tired. And then with her, the energy, I got to give her my time, which I love to do. But then the storm came, and I had no power, so I couldn't do anything if I wanted to. And I got a big mess here. There's a mess. Like I said, my fence is down outside. At some juncture, I got to deal with that because I found out that it's not covered under insurance. I'm going to have to be dealing with the insurance. I got to deal with the roofers. The roofers are supposed to come and put a tarp on my roof, and then at some juncture put a new roof on. Other contractors to come and fix the ceiling and all this and that. But doesn't mean I'm going anywhere. It's because I still buy stuff. Like today I was at Walmart because I lost I lost all my food. I've got a chest freezer that was full of meat, steaks and whole chickens, and just meat. And then the refrigerator, and then the refrigerator freezer, I had stuff in there, and I lost it all because I lost power, and I wasn't able to get a generator. Yeah, that is true, Kat. That is true, the old guy. And I am the oldest of the three of us. I'm 53. I just turned 53 last month. The 14th of last month. Hey, well then relax. Okay, baby, relax. I'm coming. Okay. All right, I'll come soon. Yeah, and so yeah, I wish I had her energy because I could get a lot more done because I do miss. I was telling the guys last night, I'm like, I'm fed up with working. I'm fed up with, I want to build something, you know? And I still try to build stuff, you know. I'm with Haley. When we went to Walmart today, I bought more Sculpey. I'm always buying Sculpey when I pick it. I screwed around. You probably can't see it. I made this little guy. Uh, can't really see the details on it, but I think I'm gonna do some kind of like I'm thinking I'm gonna do some like kind of biomechanical character with this guy, to where he's in some kind of a bio suit with spider legs, and he's gonna have a big stinger coming out of here, and he's gonna be all painted up, maybe a little bit of hair, and you know we're gonna try something different. You know, we're gonna try something new that I've not got into yet. I did do the cyborg skull. Spider Skull, and that was a fun project. And if you haven't seen that video, that's in my playlist of tutorials. That was fun, and I used one of the Nightmare Maker skulls that I got from Keith for that, and I used some wire, ceiling hanger wire, and some EVA foam, and then just some lights and components, junk that I found and put together. And so I really want to make something, guys. I'm so looking forward to getting back in there. Okay, baby, but it's being rude right now because people are here talking to Daddy. So I'm gonna come in a minute, okay? All right, she's getting tired. She wants to go to bed. So, anyways, guys, I'm happy to come and talk to you and let you know what's going on. So. And thank you, Laura. I appreciate the kind words, and keep coming back, and there will be more. Uh, I don't. I wish I could say when the next video will be. I can't, but I am gonna try to make an effort to come in and do lives and stuff to at least give you guys updates on what's going on. Excuse me. And maybe let you see some of the stuff that I bought. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good night. Happy Saturday night. Take care.